It was a cold Friday evening in downtown Chicago. The streets shimmered with the golden glow of streetlights reflecting off wet pavement after a light drizzle. Inside Murphy's Diner, a family-friendly restaurant known for its steaming burgers and homemade pies, the atmosphere buzzed with chatter and laughter. At a corner booth sat Ethan Walker, a 36-year-old single dad with rugged charm and gentle eyes. Across from him sat his 7-year-old daughter, Lily, a lively little girl with curls bouncing around her face and eyes full of innocent curiosity. "Daddy, can I get extra whipped cream on my pie?" she asked, her voice sweet and pleading. Ethan chuckled. "You already had extra on your hot chocolate, kiddo. If I give you more, you'll start bouncing off the walls." They both laughed, and for a brief moment, life felt simply two people enjoying each other's company, healing quietly from a past full of loss and heartbreak. But their calm evening was about to shatter. Chapter 2: A Trouble at the Entrance. The bell above the diner door jingled as two men walked in. Their presence immediately shifted the room's energy. They weren't customers, at least, not ordinary ones. Dressed in dark hoodies, their faces partially hidden, they carried themselves with an air of menace. Ethan noticed them right away. Years of work in security before becoming a janitor had trained his instincts. His eyes narrowed. Something was off. At the far corner, a young woman sat alone at a table. She was in her late 20s, with tired eyes but a quiet dignity in the way she carried herself. She had just finished her meal and was reaching for her coat when the two men approached. "Hey, sweetheart," one of them sneered, leaning far too close. "Going somewhere? Why don't you spend some time with us instead?" The woman stiffened. "Please, I don't want any trouble." "Trouble?" The second man laughed harshly. "Trouble starts when you say number." The entire diner seemed to freeze. A few customers glanced nervously but quickly looked away. The waitress behind the counter bit her lip, unsure what to do. And then, a small voice broke the silence. "Daddy, can we help her?" Lily's innocent question rang out, cutting through the tension. Chapter 3: A Father's Choice. Ethan's heart swelled with pride and worry at the same time. His little girl had noticed what others were too afraid to acknowledge. He knew what he had to do. "Stay here, Lily," he said softly, sliding out of the booth. The two men had cornered the woman, one gripping her arm tightly. Before things escalated further, Ethan stepped forward. "Let her go," he said firmly, his voice calm but commanding. The taller man turned and sneered. "Mind your business, old man." Ethan's jaw tightened. "You made it my business the moment she asked you to stop." The woman's eyes flickered with relief, though fear still lingered. "Or what?" the shorter man challenged, shoving Ethan's shoulder. In one swift motion, Ethan grabbed his wrist, twisted it, and pushed him back. The man stumbled, cursing in pain. The taller one lunged, but Ethan sidestepped and pinned him against the wall with surprising strength. "I said, let her go." His voice was low but unshakable. The two men realized they had picked the wrong target. Muttering threats, they backed off and stormed out, the bell clanging behind them. The diner erupted in hushed whispers and relieved sighs. Ethan turned to the woman. "Are you okay?" Her eyes brimmed with tears. "Yes, a broken bar, thank you. Thank you so much." Before Ethan could reply, Lily came running over, hugging the woman's hand. "Don't be scared. My daddy's really strong. He won't let anyone hurt you." The woman smiled through her tears. For the first time that evening, warmth returned to her expression. Chapter 4: The next day, the following morning, Ethan woke up early. He had a long shift at the school where he worked as a janitor. Life wasn't glamorous, but it was steady, and it gave him time with Lily. As he prepared breakfast, there was a knock at the door. Puzzled, he opened it and froze. It was the same woman from the diner. This time, she wasn't alone. Behind her stood two men in suits, clearly bodyguards. "Mr. Walker?" she asked softly. "Yes, a broken bar?" She smiled. "My name is Isabella Hartfield. You don't know me, but last night you protected me when you didn't have to. And I owe you more than just thanks." Ethan blinked, confused. "I just did what anyone would have done." Her smile deepened, though her eyes carried a weight. "Not everyone would." Most people looked away. Lily peeked from behind her father, whispering, "Daddy, it's her." Isabella knelt, meeting Lily's eyes. "Hi, sweetheart. You were very brave too." Ethan folded his arms, Still unsure. "Why are you here?" The bodyguards exchanged glances, but Isabella continued, "Because I want to help you. The way you helped me. I'm not just a broken bar woman at a diner. I'm the CEO of Heartfelt Enterprises." Ethan's eyes widened. He had heard of the company, one of the largest real estate firms in the Midwest. "And I want to offer you a job," she said, her voice sincere. Chapter 5 A Twist of Fate. Ethan almost laughed. "A job? Look, I appreciate the gesture, but I'm fine where I am." Isabella shook her head. "Ethan, you risked yourself for me, and from what I've learned, you're more than a janitor. You served in the military. You have leadership skills, integrity, strength." He stiffened. How did she know that? "I have resources," she admitted gently. "I wanted to know who my protector was." Ethan hesitated. His life had been about survival since his wife's passing, raising Lily alone, taking whatever work he could get, never expecting miracles. But here was a woman whose life he had saved, offering him a chance he never imagined. "Why me?" he asked quietly. Isabella's gaze softened. "Because sometimes the universe sends people into our lives for a reason. You gave me back my safety, my faith in humanity. Let me give you something back." Lily tugged on his sleeve. "Daddy, a broken bar. Maybe it's like when you say helping others makes the world better. Maybe it's her turn to help us." Ethan swallowed hard. His daughter's words hit home. Chapter 6 A New Beginning. 2 weeks later, Ethan found himself walking into the gleaming glass headquarters of Heartfelt Enterprises. Not as a janitor, but as head of security operations, a role perfectly suited to his skills. The adjustment wasn't easy. He doubted himself, struggled with imposter syndrome, and feared letting Lily down. But Isabella's faith in him never wavered. She treated him not as charity but as an equal. Slowly, Ethan began to believe in himself again. And for Lily, life transformed too. She had a safe home, new opportunities, and even a father who smiled more often, unburdened by endless worries. One evening, as the three of them shared dinner together, Isabella looked at Ethan with quiet gratitude. "You didn't just protect me that night. You changed the course of my life." Ethan smiled softly. "Funny, I was about to say the same thing." Chapter 7 A Full Circle. Months later, on another snowy evening, Ethan and Lily walked past Murphy's diner. Lily tugged his hand. "Daddy, remember when we helped her here?" He smiled. "I'll never forget." She tilted her head. "Do you think if we keep helping people, good things will keep happening?" Ethan knelt, looking into her bright eyes. "I think kindness always finds a way back to us, even if it takes time." That night, you reminded me what really matters. Never lose that, Lily. She hugged him tightly. From behind, Isabella's voice called out, "Are my favorite two people ready for pie?" They turned to see her smiling, her presence now woven into their lives like family. And together, they walked into the diner, three souls connected by one act of courage, one act of kindness, and the simple but powerful truth that helping others can change everything. Epilogue. The message, the story of Ethan, Lily, and Isabella spread quietly among those who knew them, not because of fame or money, but because of the lesson it carried. Sometimes, the smallest voice, like a child's innocent question, can spark the biggest changes, and sometimes, protecting a stranger can open the door to healing, hope, and a future brighter than you ever imagined. Because kindness, a broken bar always finds its way back.